Welcome back to the Final Shot Podcast. Today the podcast is brought to you by On It. If you're not on it, get on it at onit.com/TFS podcast and save 10%. Get yourself some creatine, get yourself some Shroom Tech Sport, get some Alpha Brain, get an elk bar, get a steel mace, get a kettlebell, get whatever the fuck you want over at onit.com/TFS podcast. We're also brought to you by USG, the official.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, is this happening?
Eric Barrak is trying to chime in right now. But USG Canada, the official gloves of the Final Shot Podcast. Check them out. Hit up my boy Howie on Facebook or Instagram, USG_Canada. You guys can order these gloves or the black and gold ones, black and purple, black and whatever the fuck. You can order them from USG.
I'm going to cut in. This is kind of off kilter, off normal, what we normally do. We were going live with the podcast we had set up with Eric Barrak to do a podcast. He's late. We were going to go live without him while Tanner gets the stuff settled on.
We're trying. So listen, Eric Barrak called out the boogeyman, and you know me, I got to step in. So I called out Eric Barrak at high noon. It's now 1:30 here, but we'll see if we can make it happen. But we're still not done sponsors.
We're not done sponsors. Next up on the sponsor list is our favorite fight shop.
The Clinch Fight Shop in Edmonton, Alberta. If you guys want anything, boxing, MMA, clothing related to combat sports, judo, hit up Sunil at the Clinch Fight Shop and use the promo code THEBADGUY and you'll save 10%.
Just updated his website, some brand new gear checking out. We just ordered some shoes from him. 2-day shipping. We're having really fast shipping. So if you need anything, make sure you hit up Sunil at the Clinch Fight Shop. And my personal favorite sponsor, one that I was demoing, doing some beta testing on this morning, was the
Sovereign Extracts. They got everything when it comes to the medical marijuana, but this is my favorite. It's their vape pen.
And I was checking out the vape pen, and it's disposable. How does that work exactly?
So basically, you unscrew the top.
Right.
When it's empty, chuck it in the garbage, and then you grab a brand new one.
So you don't need a new atomizer.
It's
all in one.
The top is the atomizer. The bottom is the battery, right? So the atomizer has all the shit in it.
Smell that. Tell me.
Whew. That's the Bubba Kush.
Bubba Kush. But you don't really mess with that. You focus more on the CBD.
Just stuff. Straight CBD. Yeah, I like that the best. As you know, I'm a big advocate for CBD, and Sovereign Extracts has decided to help me out. So go help yourself out. SovereignExtracts.com.
They have a website.
Hit them up on the Instagram. The website's on the Instagram. You can get a direct link to their website.
So since we're doing this live, what do you want to do? You want to pause the podcast right now and go right into Eric, or what are you feeling?
Well, I think I'm gonna try to do it over FaceTime.
Right now?
Right now.
Let's pause it up and let's patch them in, and we'll edit the video so there'll be no delay.
Let's see.
Right on.
Yeah. All right, guys. We finally tracked down Eric Barrak. I don't know where he is. Probably at home chilling or at the gym doing something. How are you today, sir?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. So, Eric, I do have a gentleman that's off camera. He's got some fan questions for you today, and we'll get into that a little later, but you'll hear him chime in every once in a while. His name is Derek, and he produces the show. But you've been in the social media for the last little while now, and you called out my buddy Adam Braidwood.
Basically, that's what I did. Yeah, it's been like I think I called him out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
To be precise, yeah.
What is the thought behind calling out the boogeyman?
Well, it's he's a good fighter, and I love competition, and I wanted to make a comeback because it's been like close to 3 years I haven't fought. So I said, you know what, it's not going to give me anything to fight those tune-ups, or let's say the promoter give me like a Mexican whatever with a shitty record. It's not going to give me anything, So right now, I just want to get out there and fight's the best. And I mean, Adam Bradwood like have a big loss, and I just think right now is the right time to fight him.
He's a very large gentleman.
So do I.
Yeah, you're a big dude too. Stature wise, he's about 6'5". I believe you're around the 6 foot mark, right?
Yeah, I'm more like close to 6 foot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a fun fight, I guess.
Well, you know, it's we're both like big dudes. He's a tough guy. I believe I have more experience when it comes to boxing. Like I did I was a good amateur champion. I won the silver medal at the Francophone Games, two-time Golden Glove champion, Canadian champion. So I mean, and as a pro, I mean, I fought some. I think I fought more tougher opponents that he fought.
Well, we can go through some of your list of opponents if you like, but the main one I want to talk about was this weird MMA fight where you fought Butterbean.
Yeah, well, uh, at first, what happened is basically like the promoter called me. I was undefeated at the time. I believe I was 6-0 as with 5 knockouts, and then I think the promoter was was Instinct MMA, whatever the company, and then they contact me and they say, how would you feel to fight Butterbean? I said Butterbean. I said. I thought about it. I didn't really want the fight because I mean the guy has a lot of experience. He did K1. He did like this guy been all over the world. He's so and I didn't have experience in MMA. So, but I said to myself, it's gonna be pretty much like a boxing fight, but just in a cage. So that's why I took the fight, and it worked out well. The guy hasn't basically touched me the whole fight.
Well, it was weird when I seen it was an MMA fight because both of you guys are boxers.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was it's a weird place to contest a boxing match with 4 or 5 ounce gloves on in a cage.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Well, I can't lie to you though. I was pretty scared. When it was time to pick up the glove and whatever. To make a short story short, I mean, it was time to pick up. I think I have not bad hands, right? So I go pick up my glove, so it's extra large, right? And then he's trying to take the glove, whatever. It doesn't fit him, so they had to order double X, 2X glove. So like, oh my god, And his forearm was like, he's pretty big. Trust me, and I didn't want to get caught with one of his punch. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by a 300-pound guy in the face.
Yeah, and you know what I mean, just watching his track record and all his knockouts, and he fought some good guys. You can't judge him because of his body, whatever. Like he for sure he doesn't look like an athlete, but I mean he been against tough guys and he pretty much wins all the time usually.
That's one thing in combat sports is you can't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. You never know what could happen.
Never know, especially guys in your weight class in that 205 to 265 pound range. Like you get hit in the face good, it's game over.
Well, you know what? Anything could happen. It's like basically remember like when Keane beat Bradwood and then they give Dylan Carmen against Keane and everybody thought that Keane was gonna kill Dylan easy, whatever. And look what happened. He got knocked out bad. And if you go like a little bit further, if you remember Ali against Foreman, everybody thought Ali was gonna get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the outcome. So anything could happen in boxing. So you never know.
You never know. Now, when we go through your list, you've got a lot of notable names on there. Donovan Ruddock, Oscar Rivas, Deirdre Bentz, who I haven't heard from in a really long time, but he's a good boxer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I fought Razor, I believe I won the fight. It's just that I torn my knee in the first round, but I was winning the fight, so I lost like a split decision, whatever. And then Rivas is a really good fighter. Now yesterday he just beat Jennings.
You watched that fight?
I lost against Rivas.
Yeah.
And I believe Rivas is the best heavyweight right now in Canada.
Did you watch the fight last night?
Uh, in spurts. Like I was kind of busy, but I mean, I mean, I'm happy he won. I mean, it was a long time dream, and he worked hard,
Mm.
and he's a good fighter. I've been sparring with him. I mean, obviously, I fought him in 2014, so he's a good fighter.
And then your last fight, which was Raymond Audible Wally for the Canadian CPBC Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a killer for me because I went because he got knocked out against Razor,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought Razor was old, was shot, was finished, and I didn't think Ray looked good in that fight. So, I went out there. I didn't respect Ray at all. I just said I'm gonna go out there, and I thought he was finished basically. So I went out there, try to take him out, and I don't know what happened. He just caught me right in the chin, and I was out for the first time in my life. I really got knocked out. I mean, I was out.
Out cold.
Yeah, like my brain was wanted to get up, but my whole body was numb. I couldn't get up. I know my brain was functioning. Like I knew exactly where I were. Everything is just that I couldn't get up. It's the first time I had that feeling my whole life in 25-year career. That's the first time.
It's a very interesting feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see that feeling again, basically. But yeah, I mean, it happens. That's boxing. But since after that fight, I wanted to take a few times off,
Mm-hmm.
which I did. I think it's better when you got a commotion, whatever. It's better to, stay out of sport a little bit. And then after a few months, I decided to go back to the gym slowly, slowly. And now it's been like a year and a half. I've been steady in the gym, working out, and I feel great. So then I said to myself, I mean, what's the point just working out like an animal basically, and you're not fighting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, who cares about a six pack, right? I'm here to fight. So I said to myself, if I might as well go back into the ring and
Yeah.
fight.
I respect that. Now, a little while ago, there was a call out. You called out Dylan Carmen, and
Yeah, a few years ago, and the contract was signed, everything was set up. We were at the press conference, we were at the weigh-in, and then I don't know exactly what happened, but I was at the Montreal Casino. I was ready. I had the gloves on, everything. The TV was there, and I was ready to go. And then we couldn't find Carmen. Nobody knew where Carmen was. Where Dylan was. Like we had no idea where he was. And then eventually the promoter said, "You can't find him." So I mean, like you're not gonna fight.
there's a lot of
Still
folklore.
still got paid though.
That's
But I
good.
mean, yeah. Well, yeah.
There's a lot of rumors as to why Dylan didn't show up to that fight. I don't know if any of them are true, but if anybody in,
What you heard.
pardon me.
Tell me what you heard. I'll tell you.
Okay, well, I heard that there was a piss test that was going to happen. He didn't want to do that.
But that's exactly what happened. When I was surprised myself too. Like they told me, Eric, you have to pass the drug test, whatever. I said okay. So I took the bottle. The judge came with me. I did what I had to do, and then Dylan didn't want to do it. And then he decided he disappeared basically. So he basically that's what it is. Then I don't want to talk too much, because
Yeah.
it's finished. But anyways, but I mean, uh, that's the story basically. He didn't want to pass the piss test.
Okay, so that is a legit story then.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
I believe that if he didn't have a piss test, we would have fought each other.
Oh, 100%.
But because of the piss test, I don't know. I think he was on weed or whatever. I don't. He doesn't have that type of body that takes steroids at all.
Well, you could be blood dope. Who knows? You could be doing EQ. Who knows what you're doing?
Yeah, that's it. All I know, he didn't want to pass the piss test.
Hey, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, it sucked because I trained so much, to fight the guy, and then you go out there and you're not fighting, So I, mean, I was a little bit pissed, but I mean, what could you do?
Yeah. Well,
But now he's good. I mean, I can't. I think he cleans up his act. He fought. He beat King. I'm happy for him, and now he's on the go now.
Good for him. I wish him all the best. Don't run from piss tests. Just take them. But
Well, especially when you're at that level, of course you're gonna have some piss tests, or you're gonna have to have some drug tests. It comes with the sport.
so what is the plan on your side then? Because you're not new in the sport. You're not young in the sport anymore. I don't know exactly how old you are, but from what I know, it's probably in your early 40s.
Yeah, I'm 41.
41. So
Even though I look 35, maybe.
yeah, you look younger than me, man. I'm 36.
Yeah.
But what's the plan then? You just want to rip off a few more fights and call her quits?
Well, basically, that's what I want to do. Yeah. To be honest with you, like right now, I'm kind of writing a book like on my life, whatever, and what boxing did for me.
Okay.
And I was the type of guy that used to be like run into trouble when I was way young. When we were talking like 20 years ago, right?
Yep.
I had a few problem with the law, whatever. And then because of the love of boxing, I became like I decided to train hard. I really enjoy the sport. I love the sport, and it kept me so busy. So I stayed out of trouble because of boxing, basically. So in a way, boxing kind of saved my life in a way, because now I have a good life. I live good. I have two nice kids. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. But I mean, and also, I think I'm pretty much blessed because I'm 41 years old and I could still train hard.
Mhm.
My body could still look in good shape. So I mean, I'm the type of guy that likes to. I wanna show myself, improve myself that I could still compete at that level.
I heard
So
a rumor the other day that you're going to open up your own gym. Is this true?
it's not a gym. I
Okay.
what I open is my managing company.
Okay.
Right now, I'm gonna manage fighter. You know,
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna make them like have a few group of fighter. They're gonna be my fighters, and I'm gonna make sure they fight whatever. And eventually, uh, I'll make my own show.
okay. So
Yeah,
that's the end goal is to do your own promotion.
yeah. Basically, I have also my transport company in everyday life. That's how I make money and whatever. But now I'm trying to touch a few projects.
That was going to be my next question because in a post earlier this week, you said that you fight for fun, and it's something but on the other side, you're a businessman, and I was going to ask you what your business was.
Yeah. Well, I have a moving company, and I have a transport. I have a few trucks, and you know that's what I do basically.
Can I
But,
ask
but
you what you transport?
well, furniture and box. Get out of here. Yeah, everything is legit.
Everything's legitimate.
Yeah,
So you're moving people's homes and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, I don't move myself, but I mean, I have the truck and I have the people work for me that does it. Like people don't know it's me that you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rather like not people know it's because then I'll have phone calls and all kinds of stuff.
People bugging you.
Yeah, basically.
Don't need that.
No, no. No. I do have my company, but I mean nobody knows.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
So
not posting nothing on Facebook, anything. It's just
what's your
yeah.
day-to-day routine then? Are you just in the gym? Is that your sole focus?
Well, yeah, I train in the morning, and then I work in the evening, and then I go back to the gym at night. So that's what I do, basically. But I mean, I've been training steady for like a whole year and a half now. If you see my body, as you could tell, you could see I've been in the gym. So now, what I'm gonna do is as soon as like the contract signed, then I'll be in the gym like more steady, and then I'll cut my hours at work
Mm.
to be more in the gym. But right now, I mean, there's no point for me to stop working because nothing's signed right now.
Yeah. I respect that. So what gym are you training at then in Quebec?
Right now, I'm training in ABC Laval because I live in Laval. Before, I used to train at Champion down like more downtown.
Mhm.
But I mean, when it's time to spar, like I go gym to gym, because not a lot of heavyweights, heavy like there's no heavyweight in everywhere, so I have to, you know.
So who are some of your sparring partners then that you get working with?
Well, right now I've been working with a guy named Dave. He's ranked three in Canada as an amateur.
Okay.
Uh, so we did a lot of we do a lot of rounds, and a lot of guys also at the gym that's not known, but they're really tall and
Mhm.
big heavyweights, and it's sparring. So I mean, you don't need to go into a war and whatever.
So you're obviously an amateur boxer too, and then you switched over to pro. Did you see a massive difference in between the styles? Because I do.
Well, for me, it didn't happen. I mean, my style, even as an amateur, was more like I mean, I have 25 wins. I knocked out, I have 20 knockouts as an amateur, right? So I mean, I was knocking people out all the time. So I never care about points. And if sometime I fight and the guy like the rounds that the guy has, it's 25 like the points. I just know I was gonna catch him eventually, and then
Mm.
he'll go down. So I didn't really care about the point system, whatever. I'm an inside fighter, and I was going inside, bobbing and weaving, whatever. And then when I see the opening, I land the big shot. And then so when I turned pro, it was pretty much the same thing. The only thing that it was harder for me as a pro is that when you're an amateur, you fight more
Mm.
because you can fight all the time. So you're more busy, so you get sharper more. Then when you turn pro, there's so much politics and bullshit behind it that sometimes you don't fight, sometimes you fight, and then you become more rusty.
Mhm.
So then you can't. So that's the only thing I don't like as a pro. But
Tough
when,
business.
yeah, but when it comes to style, I never had a problem from the amateur or the pros. To
Okay.
me, it's the same thing.
Well, I'm gonna steal one of the fan questions right now because I know what it is. But with Dylan Carmen knocking out Simon Keane, it kind of made the heavyweight division wide open in Canada again.
Well, that's why like I decided to make a comeback because it just shows that anyone could beat anyone.
Mhm.
They could just take that shot. That one punch, and that's what happened. And look, Simon King was on top of the world. He thought that he was, walk through everyone, whatever. And Dylan Carmen, everybody thought like, oh, he's not bad, but I mean, and then he go out there and he knocked him out.
Yeah.
So it was a good fight, but I think it was lack of technique in that fight. Like
Mhm.
too much, like too much. Like the punch wasn't like sharp and whatever. But I guess it was the stress. But I think both. I think Dylan could have it. I mean, he won the fight and it's good, but I think he could. If there's a second fight, he'd decide to box more and be more smart and use more his jab and stick and move, stick. I think he'd have a better chance. Even Keane, I think Keane boxed terribly that fight. You know.
I thought it came down to a lot of the inside fighting where Simon didn't really know what to do when Dylan got inside. And
Yeah.
it was interesting to watch two guys that have a really long reach fight inside.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Keane he's a big dude. I mean, I sparred with King in 2008. He's a big dude. But when you're big and tall like that, you have to use your height and your. But I mean, I think that they lack of. I mean, Keane, I think he's not as agile. You know.
He's kind of awkward on his feet a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like kind of a Klitschko sometimes. When they used to fight. They're not like fluid.
Yeah, I don't think he can dance.
No, no. No, but it's not about dancing. It's just how you throw your punches.
Yeah,
Like it's kind of hard for him to. I mean, of course he's a big guy too, but I think Dylan has more rhythm. I think he's more smooth the way he boxes and everything.
I
Maybe
think
because he has less muscle. Maybe I don't know.
I think Dylan's found his rhythm and he's comfortable in his space. Where I don't
Yeah,
know if Simon's quite found what works for him yet.
yeah.
Right?
But it's gonna be a good fight. Looking forward to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But when Bradwood fought Simon King, I thought Adam would have fought a better fight. I think he was totally off right from the bat.
He was off. I could tell when he walked out that he was off.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, what can you do? I
Every
don't. I never heard about Bradwood. You know, when I heard about him when he fought Martel,
Yeah.
okay, and I think Martel was boxing better than Bradwood, whatever. But I mean, then Martel instead of boxing him, he decided to slug with him, and then everything went wrong, and then but that's how I heard about him. But I have to say, I do respect. I mean, I don't want people to think, oh, like Eric, just challenge him, whatever. No. I have utmost respect for Adam Bradwood. I think he's a good man but when it comes to boxing, whatever, I just think I have a good chance of beating him. But I mean, I do respect the guy. I mean, the guy was a football player. He's an athlete. He trains hard, you know, and it's just like a competition, 1-on-1, and like the best guy wins.
Uh, Eric Martel made a very strategic mistake in that fight where he decided to slug with a first round draft pick CFL linebacker.
Yeah.
Not a great idea.
Yeah, and Martel was never like a real puncher. I mean, he was a hockey player in the beginning, and then enjoyed the sport, and then I guess was not bad, and I think he was Canadian champion too as an amateur. But I mean, he was never like a big puncher, and with Martel, he's not steady. Sometimes he has good days, sometimes bad days, sometimes good days, sometimes bad days.
Yeah.
And it shows in his record. So that's why. And even like the thing with me, like I had a good run in the beginning of my career, and then at the end, what happened is that I wasn't like steady in the gym. Like the promoter called me, and then I go hit the gym.
Okay.
So I was kind of the yo-yo. Like I was doing my life, I was working, I was doing everything. I wasn't training, I was eating all kinds of things, whatever. And then when the promoter called me, Eric, you have a fight in 2-3 months. Okay, then I go back to the gym, and then I have to start at zero. So all the time I always have to start at zero, and that's why it shows in my fight. Like even I was in shape. So that's the difference right now is that I've been steady in the gym. And then I start to feel better. I start to feel like the old me. Like when I started my career. So that's why I believe I have a good chance now because I'm doing everything right.
All right, you want to answer these fan questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Just make sure that he can hear you, Derek.
Check. Hey, Eric.
Can you hear him?
Can we hear you okay? Check, check.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Our chat's been blowing up. I'm going to start with these questions. I'll start with you pretty easy. They get pretty nasty near the end. I'll be as respectful as polite. These are coming in as we speak. The first one that's right here is standard question. Who do you feel is your toughest opponent? And maybe more deeply, who is the hardest hitter that you've ever fought?
Well, as an amateur, the hardest hitter that I fought was Barman Stiverne, who was world champion as a heavyweight. As an amateur, that was him. But as a pro, I have to say is Rivas.
Rivas?
Rivas.
Yeah,
Okay.
he broke my jaw in the first round, I believe. Not my jaw, my cheekbone.
Oh, your orbital. Your orbital
Yeah.
bone. Yep. Wow. Okay.
It was, I didn't. That's worse than getting knocked out. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not fun to even recover from.
All right. Next question. This one's a little harsh. Coming off a 3-year layoff, 3 straight losses. Why Adam Braidwood? Why now? Are you using this as a platform to be relevant?
That's an actual question.
Why I'm using his platform?
No. So you're coming off a 3-year layoff and a 3-fight losing streak. Why Adam Braidwood? I think you've answered the question already. You think it's a good fight?
Well, I think it's a good fight, and I think he just came out of a loss. I didn't think he looked good in that fight. And I personally know that, as from experience also, I believe once like Adam was kind of built up too, like he was winning, everybody respected him, whatever. And then when he lost, it had to affect him because I don't want to get into the details, but I know what happened after,
Sure.
And I'm not going to go into details because I respect the man. It's his private life, whatever.
Right.
But so that's why I believe in some sort of way that the damage is done is his head, because he lost, And we all think we're Superman in the beginning. Even myself, when I was undefeated, I thought I could knock any man out,
Mm-hmm.
Then when it happens to you, like, oh my God, So I mean, it could happen. So it has to play in his head that he's not invincible now. Anything could happen.
Right. I'm gonna
So
throw this gentleman's username out so you know it's not coming from us. This is Jason Switzer. Jason Switzer from Instagram. He says, "Word on the street that you cannot get sanctioned to fight."
well, that's incorrect because I spoke to the commission before one in my comeback, and they send me all the tests that I have to do, and it's not that complicated. And also, I mean, I have my record is way more wins than losses, and they know I've been like an amateur champion. They've been following me my whole career. It's been 13 years. I'm a pro, so I mean, I have no problem with that. Even when I got knocked out, I only got suspended for 1 month.
What?
Yeah, only suspended for 1 month. After 1 month, I could have fought if I wanted to.
Wow. So I do know that you were sanctioned for the Dylan Carmen fight and you passed all your medicals for that. I don't know why there would be a reason now that you couldn't be sanctioned.
Well, I've been passing my tests. Listen, I've been pro since 2005, so I've been passing the medicals since 2005. I never had anything. So I mean, I don't know why today should have something. People talk like that because of the thing that happened with Adonis.
Yeah.
Because we're the same age, whatever. But I mean, listen, I think it's really sad what happened to Adonis, and he's a friend of mine. I mean, I know the guy for a long time. We've been basically boxing at the same time, so we're the same generation. But I think that we have more chance dying in the street, like driving our car and whatever, than dying in the ring. I think what happened, it's not cool at all, and it's sad. But I mean, it really rarely happens, Now because it happened too with David Wim, Adonis, like people making a big thing out of it, And I could understand, like, yeah, if you could make the sport safer and whatever, why not? But I mean, that I don't think that's the issue right now.
Yeah. I respect that answer. Actually, that was good. So we can put that rumor to rest.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Killed it. Next,
we had a few questions regarding social media, and more importantly, your Instagram, and with this generation of new fighters that are really spending a lot of time either doing pad works, taking selfies, or really hyping up or using social media as an avenue to get fights. Have you explored that, or what's your opinion on that?
Well, I don't have an Instagram, so I don't know.
You do have Instagram.
Yeah, but it's an old Instagram that one of my manager at the time, he forgot the password, so it's been there, it's dead. So I don't have an Instagram. So if people trying to add me, whatever, it's not where I don't go there. It's dead. This Instagram. Maybe eventually, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about Instagram and all that thing, But I mean, Facebook, it's kind of good. I mean, if once you're a professional, or you're a public figure, whatever, you need to have some sort of platform because of Facebook, some promoters could contact me. You were able to contact me, like. So I guess you sort of need it, once you're, But I mean, it depends how you use it. I think some fighters use it like the wrong way. Some people use it the good way. But it is what it is, I guess.
Regular people use it for staying in touch with family, where the rest of us use it for talking shit.
Dick pics.
Yeah, basically.
The last question, it was probably most of the questions that came in were all regarding the Butterbean fight with 300,000 views on YouTube. It's your most viewed video. They wanted to know, are you still friends with Butterbean, or what's he like as a person?
Butterbean's a good man. He's a good person. I mean, for sure. Like, I'm gonna tell you something, okay?
Good. Let's hear it.
I'm gonna tell you something. Butterbean was calling hookers before the fight.
Nice.
At the hotel. That was Butterbean. That's what he was doing.
Okay.
Okay.
I had one of my friends that was working at the hotel, right? And he said, no, I mean, then he told me like 2-3 hookers that come into his room, whatever, you know. So I said, "Oh my God, really?" So I mean, but that's his personal life, whatever. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, you know.
Hey.
But we're trash trash talk a little bit between me and him. But I mean, after the fight, I went to see him, uh, and I shook his hand, whatever, because I used to watch him when I was young, with my own dad. We used to watch him fight and whatever. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Then you're in the same cage with the guy. So I mean, sometimes life you just don't know what could happen in life, right? And even in 2011, I was supposed to fight Tommy Gunn, the guy from Rocky Five.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Good thing you
imagine,
didn't, because he had AIDS.
yeah, exactly. 10 years old. I remember I went to the movie theater watching the movie because I'm a big fan of Rocky. I mean, I think every fighter is a fan of Rocky.
Yeah.
So I sat there and watched the movie, and then a few years later, Tommy Morrison comes, and we go to press conference together. So we shoot the shit a little, we talk. But I mean, it's even when I fought Razor. I mean, I saw him fight Mike Tyson twice, and then actually be in the same ring with him. So I mean, a lot of good things happen in my life in ways that, like when I started boxing, I never thought it was gonna be on newspaper. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I never thought, like, even when I turned pro, it's Davey Hilton Sr., the father of Davey and Matthew Hilton, that became my trainer. But when I was young, I mean, I didn't know those guys, and I didn't know they know me. So when I growing up, I decided to turn pro, whatever, just for them to know me, it was a big deal. So I never thought. So all I'm trying to say is that you never know what could happen in boxing. So as long you keep focusing and you're doing your homeworks, good things could happen. So yeah.
You look like you could grow a pretty solid beard. Is there any way that I could talk you into growing a beard?
Nah.
Fuck. Figured I'd try.
Nah, I think I look good like this, man.
I'm not gonna hit on you or nothing if that's what you're looking
No,
for.
I'm just saying. I think, yeah, like.
You look good, man. You look good for your age. I appreciate it.
Thanks. But you know what? I think Adam Bradwood. I think he has a baby face behind that beard.
100%.
100%. That's why he has that big thing, try to intimidate people.
Looks nice though.
Yeah, he suits him.
Yeah, works for him.
Yeah, it suits him 100%.
All right, Eric, let's get you out of here today, but do you have a message that you want to send to the Boogeyman?
Well, let's sign the contract. Let's do it. Get a promoter and sign this thing so we could. I mean, for sure, once we sign, then we'll. Oh, sorry. Yeah, once we sign, then we could spice it up a little bit more, and then it's official. And then we could have both have our training camps, and then it's gonna be crazy. And I think me and him could sell this fight, and I think we're both trash talkers, and I think I could feel that it could be like a major fight. For sure it would be a main event in every card.
Mm-hmm. All right, my man. I appreciate you coming in and talking to me today. You're nicer than I thought you were gonna be.
Sorry?
You're nicer than I thought you were gonna be.
Well. Yeah.
You never know, because I'm good friends with Adam, and then I call the guy that's calling him out. I'm like, hey, let's talk some shit. You never know what's gonna happen.
Well, you know what? I guess I'm a gentleman. I'm pretty much respectful to anyone. But for sure, when it's time to fight, that's another story. No, it's time to fight. There's no fun when it's fight. And sometimes, it been I had a few press conferences that I really didn't like the guy.
Yeah.
So,
So
We might have actually found somebody with a scarier face than me.
wow. I do not have the video feed, so I'll see it in post editing.
He's an intimidating looking fella. But thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate it. I hope the fight happens for you, and just keep going, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.